Hey guys, Noble Struggle here with OS Lucas bringing you more table talk. So what we're going to cover today is some of the many TTCombat terrain that I got. So one of the first things that I have received is these rings here for judging. Don't judge the other side. You might want to paint that. But it is a range ruler. Can I get that fixated? But anyway, these are range rulers. I believe this is a 2-inch gap, 3-inch, and 4-inch, I believe. So, without that, that was pretty nice, pretty easy. These guys, they come in like this. They don't look great when you first see them, and don't let that fool you, because you can turn these guys on. It's like, oh, well, kind of okay. Now, here's one I've exploded, right? Looks a bit better, but when you congest it, it goes back into how it's looking a little bit beforehand. So the trick is you morph it into the way you want it to look. When you spread it out, the white pops out. So this blue here, I like how it does that. So let's go ahead, put this guy up over here. Yeah, that'll work for now. So let's go ahead. Oh yes. Get the blue to come out more and more. So you just kind of take it, spread it a little bit. You know, not too much, not to where it's crazy, but you kind of do it around. And it starts looking pretty darn cool afterwards. So on this red one, they didn't have as much black on it, which you can just spray paint, in all honesty. You can probably just spray paint this cotton, because that's all it is cotton with a little light, and make it look the same. But I don't know, I've seen them for $5, so I figured I might as well go ahead and purchase them. Batteries, they look like they come with one of the like the 2035 batteries, so they shouldn't be too bad. So I ended up getting, oh, that's off camera. Scoot this guy over a little bit. I ended up getting about 3 bags of them, which I didn't realize that actually means that I got 6 of these guys. I thought I just got 3, so that's actually pretty nice. So for $6, well, like $5.38 in US dollars, you can get 2 of these guys, which isn't too bad. You'd basically be spinning that to make a bunch more if you wanted to. So I got these guys. I'll put them off to the side. The ones I have not exploited enough. So, main topic for today. This Ork Lookout. Oh, look, I made it stand. So, without further ado, I have my paper towels, my super glue, and my knife to open it up. Any knife works, of course. So let's go ahead and pop this guy open. What I'm curious about, that's really a dull knife for how cool it looks. What I'm curious about is I need to adjust the camera angle, because I'm probably not getting a single thing. That's a lot of instructions. This all my instructions. The only instructions I have, very important, instructions available at www.TTCombat.com. The more you know. Well, on that note, I guess we will pause for here. I found out that we can print off the directions. Now, I will say they're okay. They're not great. It's a 2-pager for the $7 product, but there's only 3 stencils, so it's not horrible. The one thing that's weird on the phone or your laptop, these will turn out white as the background, but they print off black. I'm not necessarily sure why, so if you go to print these off, make sure you're aware of how much black ink it'll use. Luckily, it was just a 1-page instruction for this guy. So, the first instruction, let's go ahead and pop open these guys here. See how hard these are to pop. This is interesting. Okay. Alrighty, so that's our first bit with these 4 together. So you have the one like this, the 2 like this, the 2 like this, and the 1 there. So gluing points across the back, across the back, across the back. So let's move these guys out of the way. Get my super glue out. Is it running? It is. Yep, it's running. That's my first bit. The first casualty of this. Now it's going to be one of those things where we're going to pop one in and have to leave it for a while. And pop another in, leave it for a while, and come back to it. So that is the first bit pushed together. And it's pretty square. Alrighty, now that this guy has dried up, we're ready to progress onward. Yep. What I recommend for the fluff here, go ahead and just take a pair of scissors and clean it up as best as you can, but it shouldn't be too bad. Alrighty guys, so this is what it looks like so far. I just put on the little lather here. What we have next is the other lather over here, and then some of the platforms. So we'll see how that looks here shortly. So I can tell you right now, I'm this far through. I'm actually pretty far through it. I'll tell you what, putting on the piece after you super glue it, not a good idea. Putting it together and then super gluing it afterwards to make sure it stays there, perfect. Because what's happening right now is I'm super gluing this and putting this together, and the war of skin layers being lost is, well, I'm losing. But I put on this piece, I haven't even put super glue yet onto this, and it's stuck in there. So really, I think they say that you need to use super glue on this for their own safety, to say like that it's used and it can't fall apart. Because this main part here needed super glue by far, but everything afterwards has been snapping, which is actually insanely nice. You just a little bit of dab here, a little dab there, just to make sure they don't pop out, and then you're done. So it's really snapping and then super gluing afterwards. But that's very easy. I'm going to continue on. I just wanted to go ahead and tell you guys that. And it's actually looking pretty darn decent. So a good example of putting it together without having to super glue it is this guy, right? So no super glue whatsoever, just me taking some pieces. Put it this way, right? Put it this way, correct. Put it this way, correct. Put it this way, correct. I had to just keep on telling myself that I'm correct. It's the only way I hope it could be better. Put it this way. No, not correct. This way. And then this way. Which is interesting. Come on, there we go. Alrighty. So, and now this piece pops into where? Oops. Ah, see, proof. It can go ahead and fit just right in and be fine. Alrighty. And just like that, all those pieces weren't super glued, but they were put together. Now what I can do afterwards is just take a light dab it through, and that means that we'll be good to go. So that's all you need to do. You just go ahead, you dab super glue onto it after you assemble it, and really that's all you need to do. These are very easy to assemble. I thought this was not going to be enough paperwork, but actually it's going to put together pretty darn well. I just have a few more pieces left and I'll be done. So once I get done with the next couple steps, I'll show you guys what it is, and then I'll show you guys how I customize it. Well, boys, I say boys, I think this looks pretty darn good. This is what it's complete with after you finish the instructions. Now, there's bits and pieces left that you can still use and customize your thing fully. I'll probably be doing that here shortly after I see what I got, and I'll show you guys what the aftermath is. There's pretty much a lot of good things. Well, alrighty guys. So for $7, we have our Ork Lookout Tower. So I went ahead, added some custom things to it around the top here, around the sides, and I think overall it looks pretty darn good. I apologize, I don't have any orks. Sean usually carries the orks, but this is the reference of a tactical marine on the lookout tower. Here's a reference of an intercessor on the lookout tower. And here's a reference of a vulnerable dreadnought on the lookout tower. As you can tell, it's actually a decent size. You can fit a lot of boys onto this, some flash kits, some ludas, whatever you really prefer. But either way, the first of many is now complete. Well, I'll see you guys next time. I appreciate you guys watching. We have many more to come. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe if you like our content and make our struggle a little bit less of a struggle. Appreciate you.